There he is.
Mr. McKnight.
What's happening?
Sir, how we doing, yo? How we doing?
I'm good. I'm real good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian McKnight in the building. Applaud that man. Applaud that man right there. Applaud that man. Applaud that man. I mean, this is greatness right here. Listen, I saw you, I want to say it was right before, it was like a few months before COVID, if I'm correct. You at City Winery in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hell of a show, man.
Thank you. I like that show. That's my singer-songwriter show where I just sort of play guitar and play piano and tell stories, and it's always fun. It takes me back to when I first started. Before I had a band, before I had anybody, I had to do it all by myself.
Mm-hmm. Those were the good days. It was easier back then.
Easier, yes. A little more. I truly believe that everyone starts somewhere. And in order to do the things that I've been able to do in this business, your journey begins at X, and then it goes to some other place. And would you ever believe that 28 years later, here we are, still talking about it? It's a crazy life. It's been really amazing.
Speaking of which, you got the album Exodus,
right,
about to drop.
It dropped last Friday.
Right. Explain Exodus.
Well, my last album was Genesis, and what I wanted to do on that album was go back and revisit all the music that I had done over the years. So musically, I wanted to go on this sort of journey to not remind people, but even for myself, that I've started again. I started at one place and I ended up at another place, and the hardest thing for me to do is to change enough with the times that I stay current, but also not to deviate from what people expect from me. It's a very difficult line to walk down. So in Genesis, I think I did all that. Exodus is me basically saying, here's my exclamation point, because this is the last one. The theme of everything, every song that I've written since I met my wife has been about her and about us. Mm-hmm. And it's another love letter to Leilani, she is my inspiration. She is everything to me. She is the air I breathe. She is, my every thought. As we sit here right now, I got to feed her because she gets hangry.
Hangry.
So, yeah, hangry.
In a recent interview I saw how you talked about what it means to fall in love with the woman of your dreams. Explain that to me.
I think that when we were children, we had an idea of what that woman was going to be. Mm-hmm. I'd never thought she existed. I never, in my whole life, I never liked anybody. It was always about me. It was always, and I said to myself, the day that I met Leilani, is like, there is what I've always seen in my head. There was no way I thought that it was possible. I had to pinch myself that day because I thought that I was the only person that could see this apparition.
Right.
I thought that's how I thought I'd been drinking. I hadn't been drinking. I don't smoke. So what could it have been that she was real? And it was love at first sight. It was lust at first sight. It was everything that you think it's supposed to be, even though I didn't think that existed. I know people think that I have been some sort of love guru. I didn't think love existed. I didn't think that what we saw in the movies and what we heard in music was real until the day that I saw my wife.
So how did you, portray, how did you do all these great love songs? I mean, I'll even take it back to, and it's funny, I saw the episode of Martin where you sang to Gina and Martin in the park. That was love right there. So if you're saying you've never really had, found love, how did you sing about it? Like, so convincing.
I tell you, well, I learned to sing in church. So you learn how to work an audience and how to sing for something that's bigger than yourself. So can you imagine how easy it is to just sing an ordinary love song? Mm-hmm. Plus, I had so many examples that I could emulate from Stevie Wonder and James Ingram and Phil Collins even, and Kenny Loggins and Shirley Murdoch and Aretha and Marvin Gaye. If I could just I can't be them. I can try to imitate them. I can never be them. But, then you take into account that if you watch that end scene and Officer and a Gentleman when Richard Gere runs to Deborah Winger, and how can you not sing about being sympathetic about other people's journeys when you're not having one? So that's all the music I wrote until the day I met my wife, and then I knew. And if you listen to the music I've written since 2012, you'll realize that it's much deeper. It's got a lyrical content because it's actually about, the love of my life.
Wow. So now with quarantine, everybody's been quarantined and
Right.
COVID-19. How has this whole quarantine either changed the family dynamic or strengthened it? Like, because I mean, as an artist, your shows, road, performances, in and out. Now you're just in. How does that work out for you and your wife?
Well, the beautiful thing for us is that she's with me all the time anyway, even when I'm on the road. So being home is where we want to be. Being quarantined and on top of one another is where we want to be. It's the way we always are. Now, for the kids, not so much, because our daughter is a senior in college, and obviously she's been gone for 3 years. She was actually in Italy when this all hit, and we had to bring her home. So it was great for us to have everybody at home. We brought Mama and Papa here, so the 6 of us having family dinner every night, a different person cooking every night. We got to do things during this quarantine that we normally wouldn't be able to do, and we found that little sliver of silver lining that we wouldn't normally have. So, and the other side of it is that, I hadn't taken a break like this probably for 20 years. I feel rejuvenated. I feel ready to, the next time I go back out on the road, it's not going to feel, and I don't want people to misunderstand me. It can start to feel a little bit arbitrary when you do 150 shows a year.
Right.
That it's just another show. Now I have a whole different appreciation. I have a whole different mindset when it comes to going back out on the road that I probably didn't have because I've been doing it so much for so long.
And I mean, so now, like you said, you've been doing it for 20, this is like the 20th studio album right now.
Right. Yeah.
And this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
How do you, it's like retiring. It's like waking up and you don't got to go to work. How are you handling that?
Well, I'm not retiring.
Well, you're not retiring, but it's something like
the record side. I think, when you've spent your entire adult life worrying about writing hit songs, and then one day you realize that now if I write something, and when I write something, it's just going to be to write. There's a freeing aspect of that you can't possibly imagine because it's always a competition. It's always, man, I got to put my songs up against all these other dudes and whether they're going to play them and whether people are going to like them. And I've spent my whole life, taking my creations and putting them out there for criticism and accolades at the same time. And it's, I'm not saying it's taking its toll, and I'm not even saying that I'm saying that definitely this is it. For right now, I feel like I want to wake up every day, say to my wife, what do you want to do today? What's going to make us happy? And that's what we're going to do.
It's all about being happy right now.
Right. It is. It's not about, I think that I've been defined until I met Leilani by what I did. And now I'm going to be defined by what makes us happy, period.
Awesome. That's awesome. So before I get you up out of here, because I know she's hangry, I don't want to be the blame. I do not want to be the blame. Okay? You were talking to Big Ray. So before we leave, I want to do something that I do with a lot of my interviews. I want to play the 3 threes. Okay? We call this the 3 threes. So 3 things, all right? 3 things you can't live without.
Leilani, and Leilani. Next question.
I know she's smiling right now. 3 foods you can't live without.
Whoa. Lugao, chicken parmesan, and my wife makes this banana bread. Let me tell you something, man. You have this banana bread, you won't want to eat anything else ever again. Can you imagine some banana bread with chocolate chips in it? That's what I'm saying. I see your face. And that's not even a quarter of what it actually tastes like. I promise you, last week, I think I ate a whole one. When it came out the pan, because you had me take it out the pan, it fell out the pan. I didn't have to try to scrape. I mean, it just fell out the pan onto the plate. And when she gave me a slice, okay, Next, I'm getting excited. Next three things.
I know it's good because you are having a whole conversation about it, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, hun. No, I don't want one. I need some of that banana bread. Let's make it happen, yo. Yeah. Last question, 3 threes. Once again, if we was ever to be quarantined like we are again, you know what I'm saying? 3 celebrities you wouldn't mind being quarantined with.
3 celebrities. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Denzel Washington. There you go.
Wow, that's
a silly question.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, Brian, I appreciate you popping on with me.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's an honor and a pleasure. And I wish nothing but the best to you and your lovely wife. I saw she came out to she was in Atlanta, wasn't she, when you did your show?
Oh yeah, she was there. Yes. For sure.
And absolutely gorgeous. You are a
yes,
lucky
yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Oh, and,
yes.
And I had a question. Actually, it was a request from Camstar One. She said when she gets married, she needs you to sing for her wedding. Come out of whatever you're doing and bring banana bread and come sing for her wedding.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian McKnight, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Day and be safe.
Appreciate it.
No doubt.